Australia's economy is facing major challenges.
The immediate focus is on this global economic uncertainty.
Friend and foe has been ripping us off for years.
Fears of a US recession and a slowdown across the world, caused by Donald Trump's tariffs and trade war with China.
Businesses who are exposed to that global environment are clearly facing into very elevated levels of uncertainty.
The longer businesses delay making big decisions, investing, hiring, capital raising, then the more risk you get to what was already just a very early stage recovery here in Australia.
In Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's own electorate, firms are doing it tough.
The cost of living crisis has really bitten. People just have less money in their wallets.
Richard Adamson represents independent brewers across the nation.
They're either looking to have a freeze on headcount or lay people off, unfortunately. I'd say 50 breweries in the last 2 years that have either gone through administration or had to close.
Consumer confidence fell to a 6-month low in April, and business sentiment is showing signs of decline. Economists say with big government spending commitments, Australia needs to stop over-relying on income tax and revenue from commodities and raise taxes, including the GST.
We need to sort of get away from running structural budget deficits. That would be issue number one. And relatedly to that is the productivity outlook.
Without productivity growth, we're not lifting standard of living.
The boss of this sheet metal maker says there hasn't been enough support for his industry to innovate.
We need to do things that are going to help grow it. We need to automate. We need to do things that are going to help us be competitive on the world market, but also keep our local manufacturing growing.
A more immediate concern for Catton Industries is the US trade war with China, which is expected to lead to a flood of low-cost Chinese products in Australia.
I think people naturally always look for the cheapest price that they can get.
The trade war could also cause the closure of Chinese businesses that make vital components for manufacturers here, including packaging.
A lot of that does come out of China, so that will be really interesting to see how that progresses.
The number of economic headaches Australia faces means the honeymoon period for the second-term Albanese government is likely to be short. Forecast interest rate cuts would provide some relief in what is a gloomy outlook.
We think the bank probably needs to cut the cash rate by 100 basis points to get to something where monetary policy is neither a headwind nor a huge stimulant to the overall economy, and so we're looking for them to cut by 50 in May and then to follow them up with a couple of 25 basis point rate cuts in July and August.
Rate cuts can't come soon enough for Ian Cubitt.
It's a big concern for everyone. We'd like everyone to have a bit more money, obviously, in their back pocket to be able to spend.
A welcome spark for an economy facing a tough grind.